to ascend the throne back then. I personally slaughtered my 3 older and 5 younger brothers. Yet now, these sons of mine, not a single damn one wants to be emperor. The oldest became a monk, the second a Daoist priest, the third became a cut sleeve, and the fourth plans to castrate himself. I am furious. I am enraged. I want to behead someone. The empress pondered for a long time. How about this concubine bears your majesty another one? Hearing this, I instantly felt weak. Who knew those 4 infilial sons would chant in unison? Great idea. I am an emperor. Being an emperor nowadays is truly hard. The treasury is empty, they ask me for money. The commoners rebel, they ask me to deploy troops. A minister falls ill, I have to go console them. Memorials flood in by the mountains. And the women of the inner harem give me headaches in entirely new ways. Today, old Emperor Merong from next door met with me. And after a few cups of wine, he started complaining. He said those wretched children of his, to fight for the throne, did not hesitate to slaughter their own siblings. The infighting was utterly devoid of humanity, completely heartless. The most scheming second prince killed his eldest and third brothers, and almost forced a coup. At the very end, old Merong didn't forget to remind me, Emperor Mingxi, you must establish a crown prince early, and make multiple backup plans, so you can sever any restless ambitions. The matter of establishing an heir is of utmost importance. I immediately summoned the court officials that night to discuss. Your Majesty, what great matter caused us to be summoned overnight? Could it be we are preparing to attack Isekai'd? The Chancellor's eyes sparkled with golden light. That Emperor Merong is incompetent. His sons are slaughtering each other. Isekai'd is in total internal chaos. It should have been absorbed by our great Zhao long ago. I already had the Qiaomu guards infiltrate Merong's side, taking advantage of his presence in our Zhou territory. I wave my hand. Old Emperor Merong seeks me out to drink, and I turn around and have him chopped down. That would damage my prestige. It's far too unethical. I did not agree. The state preceptor already foretold Isekai'd's destiny as such. Let it perish according to heaven's will. Also, Chancellor Su, wipe the rouge off your neck. The Chancellor subconsciously touched his neck, his face turning red. Duke Dingguo, who had been observing in secret for a while, spoke up. Your Majesty, does this relate to old Emperor Merong today? Is your Majesty planning to establish an heir as expected of my father-in-law? Spot on. I finally nodded. Yes, I plan to name the crown prince. Do my beloved ministers have any thoughts? As the words fell, it grew quiet all around. Your Majesty, you know very well, my sister gave birth to the 4th prince. That bright Yi Kangming's brain has never worked too well. And His Highness the 1st Prince is both the legitimate and eldest son. Of course, he should be chosen as crown prince. Your Majesty, please reconsider. Our great Zhao, since our ancestors, has always chosen the capable. My nephew, the 1st prince, struggles to bear heavy responsibilities. The 3rd prince possesses both virtue and talent, and is a disciple of the Chancellor, the position of crown prince. He deserves it without question. Absolutely not. Your Majesty, that disciple of mine is incredibly stubborn. If he is made crown prince, it would be truly inappropriate. In my opinion, the second, before he could finish, a red-eyed marquis anyone rebuked. Do you not know what kind of character the 2nd prince has? Let him be crown prince, and our great Zhou will become the next Isekai'd. Choose the 4th prince, trained by the sword immortal Wu Changyan. Choose your damn 4th prince. His martial arts and intelligence are never on the same level. General Yu, mind your words. I've long been sick of you two-faced civil officials. I've tolerated you enough. You want to fight? Come on, all of you together. I'll take you down one in each hand. Just before the scene spiraled out of control, I silently rubbed my forehead and intervened. What all my beloved ministers say makes sense. Since that is the case, let me observe them for a bit, before deciding on the crown prince. I have 4 imperial sons. The eldest prince, Yi Donglin, was born of my empress. The 2nd prince, Yi Fuguang, was born to noble consort An. The 3rd prince, Yi Yangxuan, was born to the late diplomatic princess. The remaining 4th prince, Yi Kangming, was raised by consort Yu. I don't have many concubines in my inner court, barely over a dozen I can call by name. Yet it's uncharacteristically harmonious. Things like framing, poisoning, or murder, which happen every few days in Isekai'd's harem next door, have never occurred in mine. They don't fight for favor, but instead, constantly find new ways to demand rewards from me. If it's not rare treasures, they look down on me. Helpless. My private stash in the treasury has been thoroughly emptied by them. So looking at them just gives me a headache. And my several children, having grown up in the palace since youth, were raised together by the Empress, with help from the other concubines. Their bonds are quite deep. Just like blood siblings, it's also because of this harmonious and peaceful environment that the temperaments of my princes sigh up. But a crown prince must inevitably be chosen. It's truly hard to explain in a few words. In the Fengyi Palace, I dined together with the Empress and the 4 princes. After eating a bit, I coughed lightly. In Hanyuan Academy, who ranks first in literary knowledge? The oldest raised his hand. Just as I was about to feel gratified, I heard him say, Chancellor Su's son. What about rites and music? The second Lazuli replied, Chancellor Su's son. Archery and chariotry. Chancellor Su's son. I gritted my teeth. What about calligraphy and mathematics? Don't tell me it's still Suboxy. The 4th blinked and smiled. Imperial father, you already know. So why are you asking us? I didn't want to know. I gritted my teeth and asked, do you have any presentable achievements at all? We do, the 4th excitedly said. My martial arts are the strongest among them. 100 Suboxys wouldn't be enough for me to practice on. 4th brother, that's the only thing you can show off. The 3rd sarcastically remarked, in classics and history, calligraphy, painting, and chess, as well as statecraft. In which of these are you not at the bottom? Making the old grand tutor so furious. You are truly the first. The 4th Seers turned red, that is. The oldest laughed heartily. 3rd brother, you're not much better yourself. Manager Yuan's 3 daughters have all been teased by you. He was so angry he complained to Imperial Mother. The 3rd curled his lips into a meaningful smile. A couple of days ago, I wonder who took advantage of Dean Song's nap to secretly cut off all the beard he'd grown for over 10 years. The beard he valued more than his life. 2nd brother did it. Don't blame me. Eldest brother, you're ignoring the rules of the martial world now. You were the one who handed me the scissors. These little brats. I breathed, took a deep breath. Is there a matter? The Empress stared at me for a long time before speaking up to ask. I swept my gaze over the 4 princes and took the opportunity to say, do any of you wish to be the crown prince? I swept my gaze over the 4 princes and took the opportunity to say, do any of you wish to be the crown prince? As soon as the words fell, the entire Fengyi Palace fell dead silent. I thought they hadn't heard clearly. And just as I was about to repeat it, these 4 brats instantly vanished without a trace. I was speechless. The Empress then said, these children have never experienced any hardships or thorns. They are not yet prepared to bear the heavy burden of being the future master of a nation. I gently patted her head. Born into the imperial family, this is what they must bear. Even if they don't want to, they must. Even if they don't want to serve, they will. This is their destiny. The Empress was silent for a while. Who do you want to establish? I sighed. Donglin. Since he is the eldest son, he should set an example for his younger brothers. The next day, as the morning sun rose in the east, above the court, the 100 officials bowed their heads. I slowly sat upon the dragon throne. The director of the Directorate of Ceremonial immediately read the edict. By the grace of heaven, the Emperor decrees, the eldest Prince Donglin, born of the Central Palace, is of outstanding virtue, wise and brilliant, desired by all near and far, looked up to by the court and commoners alike. It is fitting he inherits the great enterprise and rightly assumes the mantle of the state. He is hereby established as the Crown Prince. The Ministry of Rites shall prepare and confer the mandate in due time. The Crown Prince was selected. Grand General Yu was the first to shout loudly, Your Majesty is infinitely wise. The other courtiers echoed in succession. Only Duke Dingguo, with his old face, remained expressionless. I finally felt at ease. Starting today, the Crown Prince shall be personally taught by Grand Tutor. Your Majesty, this is bad. A heart-wrenching scream echoed from outside the hall. My brow furrowed. The principal envoy sent to confer the Crown Prince's title practically tumbled and crawled into the hall. His eyes were wide open, looking as if they would pop out at any moment. The principal envoy waved his hands frantically, speaking incoherently. The Crown Prince? The Crown Prince? He. What happened to the Crown Prince? He ran away. The Crown Prince ran away from the investiture. I didn't think much of it. If he ran, just catch him and bring him back. No. The principal envoy's face flushed red, as he quickly blurted out in one breath. His Highness the Crown Prince, to avoid becoming the heir, ran off overnight to Guangling Temple and shaved his head to become a monk. Oh. His Highness the Crown Prince, to avoid becoming the heir, ran off overnight to Guangling Temple and shaved his head to become a monk. Oh. By the time I rushed to Guangling Temple, the tonsure ceremony was already completed. Yi Donlin was meditating, still muttering under his breath, Bodhisattva, relying on Prana-paramita. The mind has no hindrances. Without hindrances, there is no fear. Far apart from inverted dreams and thoughts, I darkened my face. Yi Donlin. The oldest opened his eyes to look at me, put his hands together. Amitabha, benefactor, you have the wrong person. This poor monk's dharma name is Kong Dao. I was burning with anger inside, and locked my gaze on Guangling temples. Abbot Wuxiang, could you do me a small favor and expel this brat from your sect? Your Majesty, His Highness the First Prince possesses profound spiritual roots. His affinity for the Dharma is transcendent. All is destiny. I hope your Majesty will follow the will of heaven and accept karma. The fire in my heart burned even fiercer. The Chancellor reminded me from the side, Your Majesty, Guangling Temple is the foremost temple in Great Zhao. There are many eminent monks here, and their followers spread across the entire country. I beg your Majesty to think thrice. How could I not know the weight of Guangling Temple? I stared at the oldest for a long time. HMPH, let's go. The choice for Crown Prince then fell on the second son, Ifugui, to prevent the second from imitating the eldest. On the roads to all the temples in the country, I stationed Jiamu guards. But right when the Crown Prince was to be invested, something happened again. The principal envoy was much calmer this time. Your Majesty, His Highness the Second Prince, has passed the state preceptor estates. 7-fold trials that no one had passed in a century. He has been personally accepted by the state preceptor as his final closed-door disciple. Larky anyone found it hard to believe. The second prince passed the state preceptor estates. 7 great trials that are as hard as ascending to heaven. Not to mention him, even I didn't know the second son had such capability. Let this seat explain to your Majesty. A serene and ethereal voice echoed above the court. The state preceptor walked over slowly. The second prince shares a profound Daoist affinity with my Zhuanjin lineage. This seat takes him as my sole disciple to inherit the secret arts of Zhuanjin. He can protect our Great Zhao flawlessly for a century. This is the will of heaven. I hope your Majesty grants her grace. What could I say? Granted, it happened for a second time. The Crown Prince now became the third son, Yi Yangshuan. To prevent any unnecessary accidents from occurring, I directly had someone tie up the third son inside the Zhuan Hall. He was not allowed to go anywhere. The third son was surprisingly cooperative. He even ordered someone to bring a long chaise lounge and lay upon it beautifully. You, the little eunuch in the back, come massage this prince's shoulders. The one next to him, massage this prince's legs. As expected of the third son, he wouldn't wrong himself in the slightest. I turned to look at the person cupping his fists in salute, and smiled. General Xiaoho. Tonight, if the third prince steps even 1 foot out of Zhuan Hall, all of you will go have tea with the warden at the Ministry of Justice. Yes, on the day of the investiture, the third son did not leave for a single step. I gave a slight nod and ordered people to untie him. The Directorate of Ceremonial read the edict to establish the heir for the third time. By the grace of heaven, the Emperor decrees the third Prince Yangshuan, modest and courteous, of noble and pure character, truly the unequivocal choice for the Crown Prince. He is specially established as the Crown Prince to enter and master the Eastern Palace. Thus, the investiture ceremony proceeded smoothly. After the 100 officials bowed, I looked in the direction of the second son. The third son still had that leisurely, carefree appearance. He moved his wrists and received the investiture edict. So that means from now on, this prince is the Crown Prince. The Directorate of Ceremonial respectfully replied, Yes, Your Highness the Crown Prince. Good, very good. The third son clapped and chuckled lightly, his hand already touching the face of the Directorate eunuch. This Highness sees you have decent looks. Don't go back to the Directorate of Ceremonial. Come to the Eastern Palace and be my male favorite. The eunuch's smile froze on his face. The entire court fell dead silent. Only the third son slowly strolled down. He stopped in front of the Chancellor, smiling brilliantly. Chancellor Su, my good master, I have long seen the Chancellor's son, as clear as the breeze and bright as the moon, a son of heaven and man. Once this Highness becomes Emperor, how about he becomes the Empress? Chancellor Su's pupils shrank sharply. Absolutely not. The third son narrowed his eyes slightly, smiling even more brilliantly. This Highness has been thinking of Boxy for a long time. Now there is finally a chance. This Highness must really thank those who supported my becoming the heir. Speaking to the end, his gaze swept over the ministers one by one. This Highness sees the junior tutor also still retains his charm. Later, I'll confer you the title of noble concubine. Oh, I forgot about our Tanhua scholar. Truly exactly to this Highness's appetite. You can be a noble consort. The minister's younger brother is a bit fiery, but this Highness prefers that taste. General Changwei has a nice figure. He can be a GU. And the Grand Secretary, the manager of Hanyuan Academy. Those who were called out. All the ministers turned pale, swaying on the verge of collapse. Chancellor Su abruptly raised his head. Your Majesty, the civil and military officials all looked devastated. Your Majesty, this old minister's family only has one sole heir. Your Majesty, I do not have the cut sleeve preference. Your Majesty, this humble subject is already engaged. I'd rather die than submit. Your Majesty, I've enough. I took a deep breath. I clenched my hands tightly into fists. The ministers silently shut their mouths. I stood up from the dragon throne and stared deeply at my third son. Must you truly go this far? The third son put away his smile and nodded seriously. If Imperial Father truly makes this son the Crown Prince, our Yi bloodline should prepare to end without descendants. This son does not want to be Crown Prince. If Imperial Father insists, then this son can only accept it. By the way, Imperial Father, your looks are not any worse than the Tanhua scholar. This rebellious son, my face turned ashen, driven beyond the limits of endurance. Get the hell out. Finally, only the fourth was left. I looked at my youngest son and tentatively asked, Kangming, you're also nearing 15. Do you have any girl you fancy? The fourth's face looked slightly shy, as he embarrassedly nodded his head. I breathed a sigh of relief. With a face full of smiles, I patted the fourth. Then, tie up the fourth prince. Use the thickest ropes. The fourth looked completely dumbfounded. Imperial Father, what is this? I said with earnest sincerity. Kangming, your Imperial brothers are scoundrels. For the Crown Prince candidate, I only have you left. The fourth wanted to cry but had no tears. He looked over pitifully. Imperial Father, I don't want to be Crown Prince. Uncle says my brain doesn't work well, so I can't be Crown Prince. I turned a deaf ear to him. There's a whole bunch of old foxes in the palace. Let them guide you and train you for a few years. Exercise your brain, forge your heart. It's no big deal. The fourth wanted to say something, but didn't know how to express it. Looking as if he had suffered the greatest grievance in the world, I pretended not to see it and called out for Xiahou Che, General Xiahou. The 10 Qiaomu guards and the 7 Taiyu commanders are all at your disposal. Tonight, give me your 120% focus. Do not let the fourth prince step 1 foot out of the palace hall. Xiahou Che was full of confidence. He patted his chest and guaranteed, with these top experts of Qiaomu and Taiyu under my command, never mind the fourth prince. Even if you ordered this general to take men and obliterate Qi state right now, it wouldn't be impossible. However, just 1 incense sticks time later, a subordinate came to report. Xiahou Che was down. The fourth had run away. I rubbed my temples. This subordinate has sealed all exits in the palace. His Highness the fourth prince must still be in the palace. Reporting to your majesty. No trace of the fourth prince at Kaoshin Gate. No sight of the fourth prince at Ruijin Gate. The fourth prince was not found in Meksu Palace. Your Majesty, we found him. The fourth prince is in the castration room. I am so damn done. Shizong hurriedly added. Your Majesty, do not worry. His Highness the fourth prince was rescued in time by the Qiaomu guards and is unharmed. Hearing this, truly laughed from anger. Which prince from other families doesn't want to be the crown prince? How is it that when it comes to me, it is the exact opposite? These 4 infilial sons, in order to avoid being the heir, resorted to absolutely any means. The oldest became a monk, the second became a Daoist, the third became a cut sleeve, and the fourth even nearly castrated himself. I am furious. I am enraged. I want to behead someone, before I could even catch my breath. Your Majesty, this is bad. Your Majesty, this is bad. Eunuch who rushed in frantically, his finger pointing outside the hall, his face full of terror. I maintained a face of complete calm. Speak properly. I'd really like to hear what else could be more heart-wrenching than these 4 infilial sons of mine. Eunuch who held his breath and finished in one go. Her ladyship noble consort An. Her ladyship consort Yu. Lady of bright deportment Yao. Lady of cultivated deportment Bao. Noble lady Shan. Lady of handsome fairness Shu. Noble concubine Qi. Beauty Zhu. They are all here. My eyelids twitched. I abruptly turned my head. Quickly, hide those luminous pearls in the room. Almost at the exact same time, the door to the sleeping chambers was kicked open. Yixuanbi, consort Yu barged in fiercely. Touch your conscience and tell me. My Yu family has climbed mountains of blades and crossed seas of fire for you. Out of 7 generals in the family, only my older brother is left. Where has my family ever wronged you? Yet you insisted on making little Ming the crown prince. If it weren't for the sharp-eyed guard going to the latrine who saw him, my little Ming would have. Noble lady Sheng calmly added, would have become great Zhao's first eunuch prince in history. The lady of cultivated deportment Bao behind her couldn't help but chuckle. Sister consort Yu, don't get so worked up. My second son also became the first Daoist prince, and big sister Empress's first prince was even forced to become a monk. In other countries, princes fighting for the throne, slaughtering their siblings. There are many such examples, but here in our great Zhao, the princes try every trick in the book to avoid becoming the heir. If it were me, I wouldn't want it either. It's so exhausting. Oh my. Those luminous pearls displayed behind your majesty are so beautiful. Kinzur, have a look. Your majesty, don't be biased. Chi Nyan wants to see too. My head had already started to hurt. I glanced at Uniku. Uniku immediately understood. Your ladyships, his majesty has. He had barely spoken 2 words before Consort Yu glared him back down. You must give me an explanation today. Consort Yu strode forward, yanking on my sleeve and refusing to let go. My Consort Yu is the younger sister of Grand General Yu. She and the Empress, as well as myself, all grew up together. She has been used to being lawless since childhood, whenever she caused trouble. The Empress covered for her. Even marrying me was because of the Empress. I still remember our great wedding. On the day of the wedding, the little girl arrogantly said to me, Yixuanbi, although you look very handsome, my big sister Qingwu is the best. If sister Qingwu weren't in this imperial palace, I would have run away from the marriage long ago. I wouldn't have married you. It is I who hold you family. Towards Consort Yu's insubordinate behavior, I can tolerate it in every way. But the matter of establishing an heir is of grave importance. I sighed helplessly. Where is the 4th? Have him come here. Consort Yu froze. What do you mean? Could it be that even now, you still want little Ming to be the crown prince? Yixuanbi, are you even human, daring to curse me? This girl really doesn't know life from death. Insolent. I flung my sleeves and scolded. You? Consort Yu's eyes turned red, and suddenly she yelled toward the main doors. Sister Qingwu, Yixuanbi is bullying me again. The anger I had just raised vanished in an instant. The Empress has arrived. For things to have reached this point is due to this concubine's inadequate teaching. The Empress lowered her eyes and sighed softly. I also did not know that those for children, to avoid being the heir, could actually go to such lengths. I lowered my voice to comfort her. Empress, there is no need to blame yourself. Those foreign filial sons do not lack ability. They simply have no heart for the throne. Consort Yu couldn't help but mutter. At least you know, I changed the subject. My attitude resolute. No matter what, a crown prince must definitely be established. The Empress pondered for a moment. This concubine will bear your majesty another son. Sister Empress, think thrice. At this moment, the usually silent lady of handsome fairness stepped forward and spoke astonishing words. Your majesty, don't you still have another imperial son? Just establish him. How did I not know that I still had another imperial son? Wow, there's a story here. Unican, bring some melon seeds. My gaze landed on Lady Shu. What do you mean by this? The other concubines also curiously leaned in closer. 13 years ago, noble Lady Li, who was sent to the Cold Palace, gave birth to a son in the Cold Palace. A couple of days ago when I passed by, that child was still picking fruits from a tree. I asked for one. It was very sour. She spoke of it as light as the wind and clouds. But to my ears, it was like monstrous waves. A condemned concubine in the Cold Palace gave birth to a prince. I actually have a child I've never met in the Cold Palace. Just as I was about to ask for the whole story, I remember now. Noble Lady Li, that woman who tried to harm Sister Empress. She was banished to the Cold Palace by your majesty in a fit of rage. She is also the only one among us who had the fortune to enter the Cold Palace. Sister Shu, no one knew about this. So how did you find out? I was just taking a walk there, and coincidentally heard the Cold Palace servants chatting. So, I went closer and listened for a while, and learned about Noble Lady Li giving birth 13 years ago. Then I went to take a look at that child. How can you be sure that is His Majesty's bloodline? You can tell with one look that child's facial features resemble His Majesty in his youth by 70%. Then why are you only saying this now? Lady Shu thought about it very seriously. I forgot. I just remembered a moment ago. I know Lady Shu's temper well. If she says she forgot, she definitely truly forgot. But judging by her meaning, everyone in the Cold Palace knows of the prince's existence, yet no one reported it. Thinking of this, my voice sank low. Who manages the Cold Palace? Bring them to me. Such a major matter, and not a single person reported it. Unico hurriedly went down and brought the person over. A eunuch in green robes tremblingly knelt down. This slave is precisely the manager of the secluded palace. I coldly interrogated him. When noble Lady Li entered the Cold Palace, was she pregnant? Yes. How dare you? This concerns the imperial bloodline. Such an important matter. Why did you not report it? Speak. What were your intentions? Your Majesty, please Please discern clearly. Regarding noble Lady Li's pregnancy back then, this slave, along with Director Chen of the Imperial Household Department, Head Eunuch Fu, and Deacon Li of the Duty Hall, all reported it. The director sent someone to say Your Majesty did not want the noble lady's child, and to let her fend for herself in the cold palace. When did I ever say such a thing? Call those 3 people he mentioned here. Your Majesty, I'm afraid they cannot be called. Why? This concubine knows Director Chen of the Imperial Household Department was a spy from the previous dynasty. After his identity was discovered, he died under General Xiaoho's sword. Head Eunuch Fu was a spy from a small border country who tried to steal the border defense map and died under Commander Pei's hidden weapons. As for that Deacon Li of the Duty Hall, he drank too much fake wine, fell into the Imperial Garden Pond and drowned. It was quite a sensation in the palace at the time. Does Your Majesty not even remember these? I coughed lightly a few times and glanced at the manager eunuch. Heaven as my witness. Every word this slave said is true. I absolutely did not deceive Your Majesty. I know you wouldn't have the guts. To the cold palace. Your Majesty, what if that child also doesn't want to be the crown prince? Sisters, why don't we make a bet? Let's bet on whether this imperial son we've never met is willing to be the crown prince. This Jasper hairpin will be my wager. I bet he has no interest. The other concubines placed their bets one by one. All of them bet that my unseen imperial son would not want to be crown prince. Even my empress joined in. I steeled my heart and brought out a deep-sea luminous pearl from the bottom of my stash. I bet he wants to. My name is Isekai'd. I am a transmigrator, specializing in clearing palace intrigue and things like 9 dragons fighting for the 7 kings forcing a coup. Orphans of the previous dynasty. I've taken them all. No matter how catastrophic the opening scenario is, tied entirely by my own strength and perfectly complete the mission. System certified. The #1 bro in the strategy for this mission started. The system earnestly emphasized. Host, the difficulty of this mission is hell level. You must think clearly. I waved my hand, not taking it seriously at all. So nagging. It's only interesting if it's hard. Bring it on. Your Majesty, you're finally willing to see me. Ha! Your Majesty, this concubine killed that venomous woman. Are you willing to forgive this concubine now? Mine. His Majesty is mine. No one can steal him from me. What the hell is this situation? Before I could even summon the system to figure it out, this group of crazy women already surrounded me, tearing and pulling at me. Those eyes looked like they wanted to skin me and dismantle my bones, to eat me alive. I secretly cried oh no. Grabbed a handful of sand from the ground and threw it fiercely. Using the moment the dust blinded their vision, I quickly fled to a hidden corner. I couldn't help asking, system, who are these crazy, old women, concubines of the previous emperor? Each one is cruel and extreme. None are easy to deal with. They have no less than 100 lives on their hands. Using the moment the dust blinded their vision, I quickly fled to a hidden corner. I couldn't help asking, system, who are these crazy, old women, concubines of the previous emperor? Each one is cruel and extreme. None are easy to deal with. Please receive the original host's memories. At this time, the system transmitted this body's information into my mind. Son of a condemned concubine in the cold palace. 13 years old. Biological mother died of illness last year. Buried under that old tree in the southeast corner. This body is a genuine, guaranteed imperial prince. I pondered deeply. 2 questions. Although I am the son of a condemned concubine, I am also a genuine prince. Why am I locked in the cold palace? Does the emperor know of my existence? The system didn't answer. Priority task assignment. Main quest begins. Within 5 years, rise from an abandoned child in the cold palace to the eastern palace's crown prince. Mission reward 300 points. Maya's lit up. 300 points. You have to know, I've cleared no less than 10 instances and only earned less than 100 points in total. Truly worthy of a hell level mission. Found you. My whole body broke out in goosebumps. Without even turning my head, I bolted. Right now, what I need to think about is how, with the frail body of a 13-year-old boy, in a 500 square meter half-finished enclosed palace, to evade a group of vicious murderers, hiding for 2 days. I was completely exhausted. So hungry my legs felt weak. The person delivering food is here. A small hole at the bottom of the cold palace's main gate opened, and food boxes were tossed in one by one. I looked left and right, and was just about to go grab one. Caught you. An aged, deathly pale hand unexpectedly gripped my shoulder. Almost subconsciously, I picked up a brick nearby and smashed it towards her. I only heard a crack. I watched helplessly as the brick was shattered into pieces by a single punch from her. The system reminded, this is the former cavalry grand general's younger sister. She once punched 30 fierce bandits to death barehanded. Is this some damn iron sandpalm? Could it be I'm in a martial arts palace intrigue script? Staying alive is more important. I abruptly pointed behind her. The cavalry grand general is here. The woman, still laughing sinisterly, froze, and falling for it, looked back, taking advantage of her distraction, and ran for my life. Running back to my hiding spot in one breath, I couldn't hold on any longer, collapsed to the ground. Maya's blurred. No, if this continues, I'll die. Even if I'm not killed by these women, I'll starve to death. This cold palace only has one exit, and that is the main gate. When the person delivering food comes, I'll find an opportunity to grab his head. hand and threaten him to open the cold palace gate. This cold palace only has one exit, and that is the main gate. When the person delivering food comes, I'll find an opportunity to grab his hand and then threaten him to open the cold palace gate. I calculated inwardly before I even walked to the main gate. From afar I saw that iron sand palm crazy woman tightly gripping the food deliverer's hand, fiercely threatening, "Open the door. This palace concubine wants to find his majesty. If you don't open the door, I'll rip this hand of yours off." Just as I was about to complain to the system, "Just eat your food." So many demands. An impatient, thick voice sounded from outside the gate, followed closely by a scream. Then followed a wretched scream. I watched the madwoman fly meters away. Finally crashing against the palace wall and falling to the ground, motionless for a long while. Outside the gate, someone grumbled, "All who struck too heavily. I used but little force, not even to parts of my inner strength. It seems threats shall not suffice. Then I must reveal my royal identity and tempt them with promised boons." My mind made up. I was about to step forth. This consort bore the late emperor's child. He is the blood brother of the current emperor. Open the gates at once. This consort must exit. Boom. Yet another consort was sent flying, crashing right upon the iron sand fist consort. My extended foot quickly withdrew. The main gate is impassable. Then I must scale the walls. My eyes narrowed. Before me stood a wall near 10 meters high. Our cold palace walls always this tall. Climbing by hand is a fool's errand. I must seek tools to vault over. Waiting till the dead of night, I brought forth my makeshift assembled rope. Just as I was about to toss it up, a white silhouette drifted lightly past my eyes and landed steadily atop the wall. Is that a ghost? I rubbed mine eyes. Could this be a horror palace intrigue script? System, that is King Gong. The consort who flew past is a former disciple of the realm's top King Gong sect. Oh, I sighed in endless. If I possessed such lightness skill, I would escape in mere moments. Before my words could finish, a flying arrow pierced the white shadow on the wall. I watched her plummet from the 10-meter wall. I silently looked at the rope in my hands and discarded it without hesitation. There remains but one last resort. Set the cold palace ablaze. Thus, those outside must enter to rescue. Then I may slip away amidst the chaos. To find a tinder, I ransacked the entire cold palace and saw not even a spark of fire. As things stand now, I can only drill wood to make fire. I sought out a piece of timber, placed some dry hay upon it, took a sharpened branch and drilled with all my might. After much strenuous effort, I finally beheld rising white smoke. There is hope. I fetched another handful of hay, blew upon it, and the flames flared up accordingly. Burn, burn! The greater the inferno. Seeing my scheme half realized. Rumble! Lightning tore across the firmament, and a torrential downpour descended, instantly quenching the newborn flames into nothingness, and extinguishing my very hopes as well. I stood dumbfounded for a long while, standing in the rain, pointing to the heavens. I cursed. To the abyss with you. It rains not earlier, but wait till this master works his great deed. Damn it! Could there be worse luck? Bring it all at once. The system offered a rare comfort. System host, mind your health. I took heed of those words. A mere sickness could send this frail body to the grave. Dragging my exhausted frame, I stumbled beneath the gate, sheltering from the rain. Truly worthy of a hell-tier trial, I yield. To think I, the sovereign of strategy, have flawlessly conquered countless trials, starting with naught but a bowl, sleeping within a beggar's den, defying the heavens with my prowess. I ascended from beggar to emperor, unifying the 8 nations of the Central Plains. Yet now, trapped to die in a tiny cold palace. How can I ever accept this fate? System, host, in your current state, the odds of leaving this palace alive are in the negatives. My face darkened. I cursed coldly. To the abyss with you. How many times hath this master escaped peril? This time, bearing orthodox royal bloodline, I shall surely escape this cold palace and fulfill. Do you wish to be crown prince? A voice, deep and laced with pleasant surprise, unexpectedly echoed through this secluded courtyard. I know not when the tempest ceased. The puddles mirrored the azure sky and white clouds. The cold palace gates, sealed in dust for decades, were at this moment cast open from without. My eyes shifted slightly, turning my gaze. A figure draped in imperial yellow strode towards me. That is the emperor. Surely a mirage birthed from starvation. The system hastily warned. System, host, this is the true monarch, and your birth father, Emperor Mengxi of Great Zhao, Yishwanbi. My expression shifted. I swiftly roused my spirits. Do you truly wish to be crown prince? Emperor Mengxi inquired once more, his dark, fathomless eyes fixed intently upon me. I shivered, crying woe in my heart. I have laid bare my ambitions too soon. Should my imperial father be of suspicious mind, using ruthless means to secure his throne, he might very well behead me, disregarding our blood. Kin slaying kin. I have witnessed realms where tigers devour their cubs, just as I racked my brains for a countermeasure. Good child. Emperor Mengxi's tone changed, gazing at me with immense gratification. He looked me up and down entirely, and decreed at once, relay our verbal edict. Forthwith, proclaim the 5th prince's identity to the realm. Notify the astronomers to choose an auspicious day to crown him. The first day out of the cold palace, I became the 5th prince of Great Zhao. The 5th day out of the cold palace, I became the crown prince of Great Zhao. Even until the investiture concluded, staring at the imperial edict in my hands, I was lost in a momentary daze. Thus easily I became the future sovereign, so so effortlessly simple. It bordered on the absurd. This entirely defied standard conventions. System, congratulations to the host for completing the task. Accumulated points, 300, to be distributed upon the trial's end. I still found it hard to digest. This is a hell tier trial. After all, to become crown prince so simply. Am I perchance dreaming? Yes. I must be dreaming. I fiercely dealt myself to slaps. Oh, the pain. Yet before I could even cry out. Who cried out? Turning my head, I locked eyes with a pair of smiling eyes. Creeping in through the window, sneaking through windows in the dead of night. Assassins are here. Fifth brother, we have arrived. A pair of arms tightly embraced me. My cry for guards became lodged in my throat. The system dispensed a task at this juncture. System, triggering remaining main quests. Best Emperor Mingxi's for other princes. I silently stared at the four figures climbing it. A Daoist monk, one garbed like a gaudy butterfly, and a rather dense-looking lad. Emperor Mingxi's for princes. Considered this body's for elder brothers. System, host, these for princes are not easily dealt with. This hath stirred my competitive spirit. Recall my first trial was 9 dragons fighting for the throne. System, third prince, the host must be exceptionally wary. He is a protege of the prime minister. His cunning is unfathomably deep. This man hath ever been arrogant and domineering. He harbors a penchant for abducting comely youths, keeping them captive in his manor. Any male of passing beauty and great jow hath oft fallen victim to his venomous hands. Whoever dares to defy him shall suffer 100-fold humiliations, tormented until death. Dare not freely venture out by daylight because of him. My eyelids twitched. I cursed within. Is this a proper palace intrigue script? Such a menace managed to sneak in. What if this master falls prey to his wicked hands? System, host, rather than that, you ought to worry if you can survive at all. System, first prince, of the realm's foremost direct disciple of the Guangling Temple's abbot, mastering the Prana Heart Sutra to utter perfection, with the visage of a Buddha, but a heart crueler than a Rakshasa. The innocents forcefully redeemed by him number no less than 1,000. Prince Yi Fuguang is backed by the state preceptor's manor, bearing the state preceptor's true legacy. His notoriety is formidable. He once slaughtered an entire city's populace alone, gilded it with the name, such as heaven's will. Lastly is the fourth prince, Isekai'd, mentored by the realms and matched overseas sword immortal. His martial prowess is unfathomable. This man is exceedingly petty. The prince of the neighboring Murong clan accidentally spilled wine upon his robes and was hauled to the purifying chamber to sever his. The host must absolutely never offend him. Hearing this, my head spun and my vision blurred. All the adversaries I conquered before, combined, are not enough for these lords to practice upon. I am off to take my annual leave. First time this master hears that you systems have annual leave. System, illy approved. I hope the host can survive till then. Farewell. Fifth brother, Isekai'd stepped forward. His sparkling eyes scrutinized me up and down. You were striking yourself just now, committing self-harm. Correct, self-harm. It must be so. Isekai'd looked utterly certain. It seems you to have no desire to be crown prince, and such actions. No desire to be crown prince. How could I not want to be crown prince? That I should voluntarily forfeit the crown princey. In Daoist garb spoke. Fifth brother, they say you were raised in the cold palace. Was it amusing there? Is this another hint that the son of a condemned consort is unworthy of the crown? Yi Yongshuan waved his folding fan. I heard those banished to the cold palace by grandfather emperor. Has fifth brother laid eyes upon them? This is digging a pit for me to jump into, to frame me with the sin of defiling the late emperor's abandoned consorts. If the palace tires you too much, you may shelter at my place for a few days. Imperial father shall not find you. This is a ploy to lure me over and swiftly decapitate me. My fingers tapping upon the armrest of the coral round chair, I said to myself, I held to your trial. How could ascending to crown prince be so simple? So, I must still match wits and valor with these forbanes. This master shall surely complete the conquest. Our mood is exceedingly fine of late. Even seeing those for rebellious sons, we remain amiable, for we have gained an extra prince. Most importantly, this child desires to be crown prince. We have a successor. Great Zhao hath a successor. The first year since the crown prince's investiture, our tutor, the through-reign veteran grand tutor, was full of praise. This old minister hath never seen a person more diligent than His Highness the Crown Prince. At the Arabian, he is in the courtyard reviewing ancient tomes. Every difficult query posed unto His Highness, he resolves with extraordinary answers beyond this old minister's expectations. The second year since the Crown Prince's investiture, the war gods of the moon-treading camp spoke of the Crown Prince. Your Majesty, His Highness possesses heaven-sent ingenuity. His comprehension is unparalleled. He hath forged 10 wondrous military formations, granting our grand army vast advantages in martial might. We ministers have not left to teach His Highness. The 5th year since the Crown Prince's investiture, the courtiers' praises flowed without end. Prime Minister so proclaimed. Half a moon ago, floods ravaged Yangzhou. His Highness proposed the construction of dams to divert and discharge the floodwaters, changing obstruction to dredging, charting the waterways, guiding the plains gathered waters into the rivers, and finally into the vast ocean. Duke Dingguo added, His Highness also birthed a method of engraved recording. To monitor the flaunts, the Bureau of Waterways hath thus established a complete method for observing water levels. Generalissimo U. This minister hath just returned from Jiangzhou. The commoners there, every one of them praises our crown prince. Marquis anyone. His Highness bears sagely virtue for the foundation. It is the blessing of the state. Excellent, excellent. Truly worthy as our handpicked crown prince. We are gratified, exceptionally gratified. It appears we may finally pass this burden of a nation's sovereign unto little fifth. And we may finally roam the realm with impress. In the 27th year of Jingpei, Emperor Mingxi passed the throne to Crown Prince Yizhanjiao and retired as Grand Emperor. Upon ascending, Yizhanjiao changed their name to King, historically known as Emperor Yuangshan. Our Emperor Yuangshan reigned for 59 years, exerting all efforts to govern well, appointing the worthy and reforming the old, maintaining peace and securing the borders. Later historians scoured all official annals and wild tales, yet found not a single speck of blemish or dark history, save for when Emperor Yuangshan reached his peaceful end. He left behind a phrase that bewildered all. Hello, I have won. One against those forbanes, on the throne for 59 years. None could find a single flaw in me. Congratulations on clearing the trial. The long absence system came online. How was that? I held to your trial is but child's play. Hello. The system fell silent for a moment. We entered the wrong trial. In truth, this was a comedic, farcical palace intrigue script, bereft of any difficulty. What did you say? The system hastily explained. System, it has been corrected now. The next trial shall truly be held here. Those for bloodthirsty banes you spoke of were actually for genuinely foolish princes, without the slightest ounce of threat. In a flash, a thunderbolt seemed to strike my very crown. My mind entirely lost the ability to reason. All my limbs went numb. Maya stared blankly, gritting my teeth. You mean to say, my 59 years of strategic conquests was not but a jest? System, one could phrase it thus. Where are my points? System, a trial without difficulty yields no points. Infuriated to the extreme, gasping in rage,